Good afternoon, welcome back on this YouTube channel. I'm Saima. If you haven't met me before, I'm a nurse from Southeast England and I provide information about UK nursing, how to become a nurse here in the UK, accommodation, immigration updates, UK jobs for skilled and unskilled workers. So we discuss each and everything you can think about here in the UK, what's happening, inflation rate, grocery, and each and everything. To be honest, if these topics interest you by any chance, you can consider subscribing. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about dealing with complaints in OET speaking, role play. If you get role play where you have to deal with the complaint of a patient, it's a difficult task, guys. So be prepared, prepare well to pass OET speaking. If you get difficult patient, if you have to deal with a complaint, if you need to break a bad news, or if you are getting a situation where you need to calm down the patient is upset or angry. So these are the difficult topics, and the patient, your examiner, can exaggerate the situation but not to like very bad extent. All right, so let's dive into the video without any further delay. So first of all, if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. If you are new, welcome on board. We are going to talk about OET speaking role play. So dealing with complaint, when it comes to complaint, you need to bear in mind that something went wrong, something was wrong, and patient's not happy about that. And you need to take into consideration how you are going to calm down the patient, what are the things you can do to help the patient, and what are the realistic hopes or tasks you can achieve while you are there, while you are talking to the patient. So if I say dealing with the complaint of a patient, so maybe patient is not happy about something. So the first thing you need to do is you go to the patient, right, and you say, you introduce yourself, you ask the patient how's everything, if they are worried about anything, is there anything wrong, and the patient says absolutely, I'm not happy, something went wrong, or they say I had a terrible night. So that you are there to answer that question. Whether you are a doctor or a nurse, you need to make sure you have the communication, you have the good communication skills to tackle this kind of situations. As I mentioned earlier, you need to acknowledge the patient concerns, patient's worries. The second thing is you need to listen very attentively to the patient, what the patient is saying. If you don't understand or you missed something, try to summarize at the end. So let's say patient says, I had a terrible night, I was calling the nurses, nobody came. All right, so to summarize in a response, you can say, let me get it right, you called the nurse last night but nobody came, is that right? And patient says yes, so and they tell you the story after that, right? So the first thing is you need to acknowledge and listen attentively. Second point. Third point is try to resolve the complaint directly if it's possible. Try to reassure the patient, still give them the opportunity that you have the right to complain. If you want to complain or if you want to report it, it's your right, you can do that. All right, but if possible, try to resolve the complaint directly. If you can't do it, you can also tell the patient that I will report it to the manager. Do you want me to report it to the manager or to my seniors? And the patient says yes, please report it. All right, then you need to report it. The fourth point is be aware of the different views of what happened and what was said. This is the most common problem that happened in the hospital, that we say something and we do something else. Because what happened is, we as a healthcare support worker or as a healthcare professional, we don't get enough time to pay close attention to each and everybody. And if I get stuck with something else, maybe I won't be able to achieve that task in that time frame that I have given to the patient. So it is possible that I told the patient that I'll be coming back in 30 minutes and I'll come back after an hour. So we should give them the realistic hope, and not like we need to be real. We need to explain to the explain the situation to them properly. someone is calling me continuous. So we need to explain it to them that what happened and why I came late, and I need to apologize also. If I told them that I'll be coming in 30 minutes, I should tell them that I'm sorry what happened, why I'm late. All right. And never give false expectations, never give false reassurance. All right. If you can achieve the target, tell them, be truthful, and try to explain the situation, try to explain the scenario you are in to the patient, and maybe they'll be able to understand your point of view. All right. The fourth point is patients. People, they always worried, like the people who make complaint, they are always worried that maybe they will get a different treatment now because they made a complaint, or the staff nurses or the doctors, they will ignore me because I made a complaint. So you, as a healthcare worker, as a healthcare professional, you need to reassure the patient it's your right to make a complaint. So there's nothing to worry. All right. Tell the patient that it's absolutely fine. Good thing is you brought this to our attention, that this has happened. And let's see an example. You are the nurse, so you went to see the patient, and the patient says, you introduce yourself and you tell the patient, how are you? You ask the patient, how are you? Patient says, I had a terrible night, I was calling the nurses, nobody came. And then you ask the patient, what happened, can you tell me a bit more about that? And the patient says, I had a surgery last night and I rang the buzzer 2 times and the nurse didn't come. So you can reassure the patient, I'm so sorry that this has happened, and we are really short staffed at the moment. There is some pandemic going on, if it is the case. And you can also tell that we have if be truthful. All right, whatever the situation is, if you are short of staff, you can tell the patient that we are really short of staff. We had only 2 nurses last night, and supposedly we should have 3 or 4, but we got only 2, and that's why maybe the nurse didn't come, or she came late. You can explain the scenario to the patient, explain the situation to the patient, and patient says, and then you also mention to the patient, I hope you understand that the situation we are in, we are really short of staff. I'm so sorry that the nurses came late or they didn't come. We have lots of number of new nurses here, and because if we are short, they try to give us new nurses or nurses from different department who don't know the routine of our department. So maybe they were not competent enough to prioritize their things. So you just need to explain the situation to the patient and ask the patient, I hope you understand. And patient says, yes, I do understand. Or patient says, I understand, but this is not my problem. Then you can also tell the patient, all right, we will try our best, that is, it won't happen again. Do you want me to report it to the manager? And the patient says, yes, please report. And you go on, you carry on with your task, and you still mention it to the patient, that's absolutely fine, I'll report it to the manager, and I will also escalate it to the nurse who was here on the night shift. And I hope I'll make sure that it doesn't happen again. Okay. And thank you so much that you highlighted this point and you told us about your concern. And rest be assured, I'm here to get some investigation, or I'm here to do some test for you, whatever the case may be. So you need to make sure that you are reassuring the patient, you are telling the truth to the patient, and you are escalating the situation. You are not just ignoring their concern. If patient has any problem, if they've been through any problem or any trauma or any situation that they want to tell you, you as a healthcare professional should listen very attentively, try to resolve the problem, or you can escalate to your seniors, your managers or supervisors. All right. At the end, you can also ask the patient about is there any about the solution of the problem. If they say that I'm not happy with the treatment, you can also ask the patient, what do you think we can do? What are you thinking about? Or is there anything you are worried about? Or is there anything you want to highlight in terms of your treatment? is there anything you want us to know about your medical history or your preferable treatment options? Then you give the options to the patient, and whatever the option they choose, you can select that one, right? On top of that, you need to aware if the patient is telling you that if the patient is telling you something that is not in your scope, or they want to speak to the consultant, or they want to speak to the physiotherapist or to any other healthcare professional, and you cannot do that right now, you can tell the patient that or the consultant or the physiotherapist is not on duty. You can also tell the patient that I'm so sorry, but they're not available at the moment. I'll send your request to them, or I will escalate to the manager or your nurse, who can follow up with the consultant. If you need to, maybe the patient says I have to talk to the consultant right now, maybe the patient is very anxious or difficult or in stress, then you need to explain to them that I'm so sorry, but I'll escalate it to the manager or to the nurse on duty, and or I'll try to find another doctor for you who can assist you in the situation, in this matter right now. All right, but the consultant you are looking for is not available at the moment, but it's possible that you can be seen by any other doctor. All right, so this is all about dealing with a difficult patient. You need to make sure you listen attentively, you pay close attention, you use open body language, and you use open sentences. Try to ask questions, try to know about their concerns and problems, and try to find the solution. Get them involved in the decision you want to make, and also escalate if something is not right. All right, see, you can hear the noise. I have to go, my baby is crying. I'll see you soon in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.